what we're going to be doing right now may be perhaps a little bit different than some of the things you've been doing over the course of the last few days. My name is Priyama. Priya means beloved of God. It's my assignment to see that in everyone. Ma means mother. So we're talking about Kali energy, divine mother energy. What I do is I'm a yoga therapist with a modality called creative yoga therapy. Creative yoga therapy adapts the principles and practices of classical Vedic traditions and uses them in therapeutic contexts. Some of the contexts are for Alzheimer's populations, for people who have had stroke, for people who are vision or hearing impaired, for people who are in recovery or at any at-risk place in their life, and also for people who are too busy with their work and their personal lives to go to yoga studios, tantra workshops, places to do the things that we're doing today. So I'm just going to look on this piece of paper so that I remember to do what the program said to do, so you get what you came for. You want to come around in here? I think you'll be all right. It'd be better for the energy of the group. A circle would be the best thing. It's not really about one person leading a group and everything. This is a group endeavor. Experiences. What we're really doing is working towards the union of our energy on the planet with the energy of the cosmos. And what we have down here in the root and what we have here on the top pole is like on a battery, the plus and minus ends. And we're simply maximizing the experience of that on the earth plane in the rest of the cosmic environment at the same time. Bliss therapy makes use of classical traditional information so that you can use it with people who are sick and suffering. So that might be me someday sitting at the computer too long putting together a program, or it may be someone in a hospice who's dying, or it may be somebody who's in daycare because their family can't take care of them, or it may be somebody who's in residential care because it's even more pronounced. But the bliss therapy is not only good for the patient or the person on the receiving end. The bliss therapy is for the caregiver, whether it's a professional caregiver, a nurse, a social worker, a home health attendant, or family and friends of. It's so they don't burn out. How many of you have a parent who's aging? How many of you have had a friend who's been terminally ill or chronically ill? You know what it's like dealing with it, right? Physically and emotionally and spiritually. So the idea is that you can make the most out of your earth experience and not bottom out, burn out, so that you can be of service to that person and still live a life that's full of joy and peace and ease and ecstasy. You have people in the Bible talking about joy. You have one of the greatest Tantra yogis, Jesus Christ, saying, I've come so that your joy can be complete. And isn't that what we're doing when we seek a union with another partner and within ourselves? All we really want to do is be happy. Not just happy that could disappear when you open an envelope and the IRS wants all your money. Not the kind of happiness that disappears when you look at your face and you have a pimple or a wrinkle, or when you have a disagreement with your partner, but happiness that's not affected by gain or loss. You want enlightenment. And the idea is that that bliss, that complete joy that our Western tantric master has given us is the same joy that goes back 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 years in Vedic spiritual literature that's called Ananda. Ananda means bliss. Unshakable, indestructible bliss. So the kinds of therapeutic tools that make use of that bliss aren't necessarily going to give patients or caregivers moksha, liberation from worldly existence. They're not going to provide immediate, permanent enlightenment, but they're going to provide glimpses of that bliss in a compassionate and playful way that in the language of yoga and tantra is called lila. Lila means cosmic play, so there's an attitude of playfulness with it. The playfulness might include tears, it might include a release with laughter, it might include something for a less expansive personality, a more introverted personality that's very quiet and is not going to be outwardly expressive. So there's something for every single personality. As we do the following practices, you'll experience your energy in 3 ways. In one way, you'll experience your energy as fiery, you'll experience it as watery, and you'll experience it as earth-like. Earth. This is a quick session. This is something that takes a lifetime to cultivate and is really a lifestyle rather than a workshop. The bliss that we're touching upon, you already have. Even if you're sitting in that back jack and you've been to like 75 workshops already since Thursday and you're quietly blissed out, it requires a lot of practice. But it takes all the elements. Some of you feel particularly balanced today. Some of you feel a little agitated today. And some of you feel what we call tamasic, heavy, dull, inert. None of them are wrong. They're actually part of the bliss formula. So how many people feel heavy, dull, inert right now? Could have been something you ate. Could have been being in a room where the air is close. Could be something's on your mind, or you're physically and mentally tired. How many people feel agitated? Could, just a little? Just a little. Could be coffee. Could be medication. Could be anxiety. Could be your personality at this stage of your life. How many people feel totally balanced right now? That man's both hands up. To you, sir. Yes. Looks like Rajasic or a little agitated to me. The idea is that what we do in bliss therapy is we work towards a balanced state so the energy, the Kundalini energy, can flow through the continuum of the spine, from the root chakra to the crown chakra, in a way that's safe and optimal for the individual person. So if somebody's feeling particularly agitated, we're going to ask you to bring it down a little bit, to bring something a little more heavy, dull, inert, like drop a weight on it. If you're feeling kind of heavy and sluggish, we're going to put some Roto-Rooter in there. We're going to put some liquid plumber in and move you, some dynamite, and move you a little more quickly so that you can move towards that middle line, yeah? Okay, so everything in the universe is sound vibration. So take the right hand and place the right hand on the third eye chakra. They're just the fingertips. There are more specific mudras, but we'll just take the fingertips and place them on the third eye spot. Then we'll bring them down to the heart chakra spot. Then bring them over to your right shoulder. I'm going to go like a mirror for you. And then over to your left shoulder. Do it again. Bring the fingertips to your third eye. Bring them to your heart chakra. Bring them to your right shoulder and your left shoulder. So what have we just done? It's Sunday. We made the sign of the cross. Okay, so Tantra, sexy yoga, Tantra is really sacred geometry and sacred sound. That's the foundation of it. So everything we're doing in all the workshops, you can trace back to sacred sound and sacred geometry. Let's do this design again. We're coming here, the third eye, to the heart chakra, to the right shoulder, and the left. What we've just made is a series of triangles. And you can find these triangles in the Shri chakra, which is 9 different triangles, which is the mega yantra, or depiction of sacred geometry. That's a whole workshop in of itself. So the triangle is here, and the triangle goes this way as well. Yeah? Triangles, 3-point, Father, Son, Holy Ghost, beginning, middle, and end. Let's count the magic number. 1, 2, 3, go. Vishnu, Brahma, and who else? The triple Godhead, okay? Vishnu Brahma, Vishnu Guru, Vishnu Devu, Maheshwara. There's always threesies, okay? Durga. Yeah? Who else? Lakshmi and Saraswati, 3 goddesses. So the triangle is important. Let's put sounds to that. Let's take some of the Mahavidya, the wisdom goddess, since we're always talking about feminine energy, right side of the brain, feminine side, creative energy. Let's take the Mahavidya, or great wisdom, Maha, great, Vidya, wisdom, goddess energy, and put this sound, brim, b-b-b-r-r-r-im, brim, right here. And let's chant it 9 times. Brim, 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 brim. Gently open the eyes. Let's bring the fingertips down to the heart chakra. Let's take one more Mahavidya bija, or jewel sound. Zao, 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 zao. And gently open the eyes. So if you did this in your own practice or with a group of people, you would take more time. But we're starting 5 minutes late, 10 minutes late, and ending 5 minutes early. Other bija sounds that can go for this place are ayam and hreem. Let's go to the right shoulder, your right shoulder. Now with a group of patients, or in a multicultural group where a lot of therapy takes place, particularly in urban areas, you'd have to invite people to these sounds because not everybody is familiar with Sanskrit. You can rest the arm. Not everybody is familiar or comfortable with Sanskrit, because you take someone from a West Indian culture and start using Sanskrit terminology, and for some people that means voodoo. And if you're in a medical context to do your bliss therapy, that means they leave the room and you don't have any nursing help. Okay, so this is truly bliss therapy. So to invite people to learn the sounds without necessarily referring to a Sanskrit tradition, you'd play a game with them. And before beginning to touch the marma point, the small chakra point, you'd say, everybody, repeat after me, ba 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 ba. So as a caregiver, someone who's sharing bliss with someone else, to have your energy after 24/7 of caring for other people. I've gotten up at 3 in the morning every morning and gone to bed at 3 and gotten up at 5 every day for the past week because I've been traveling or moving. I'm about as fried as you can be, but these bijas have a way of like bringing you not only energy, but blissful energy. It is such a privilege to be able to share this with you. This is like over-the-counter gold from the Vedic tradition that brings us that Satchidananda, truth, knowledge, bliss that's inherent in us. It's there now. You don't have to work 35 years to get to enlightenment. You just need to find the tools that work now. One is to relate to the elements. A beautiful wet day. Really sitting on the earth in earthy clothes that help you be that. Really relating to the minerals, eating from things that are silver, gold, and not plastic. Every single element brings you that Kundalini energy experience right more at your fingertips. So to play with the sounds is an opportunity for you to go straight to Leela, straight to release from anything weighing you down. Ba 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 ba. Ra ra ra. E. So repeat. Ba. That's your kissing muscles. Ba. These are your oral sex muscles. Ba. You use them all the time. And with people who can't have those experiences, for them to be able to exercise those muscles means they can swallow, means they can kiss a loved one, means that they can speak better. What a grace for you to be able to share that as a vibrant, sensual, alive person. Ba ba ba. Ruh, ruh, ruh. Also, rrr. Now, Sanskrit's a perfect language because it massages, it does tantric massage throughout the whole of your mouth. The way the tongue strikes the palate from right behind the teeth all the way back has a unique and uncanny way of creating a vibration that goes right above the palate, which is your, what's in here? Your brain. So it reorders your nervous system. It tunes it up so that your nervous system and brain can flow between your yoni and lingam through all your chakras, up and down your nervous system. Rrr. Rrr. We're in the theater district. This is called, this is a motor burr for warming up. Rrr. B, R, E. And then that M sound that's in Om and so many of the mantras that are popular to chant today. Good. Brim. 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 Put your hand here. Brim. You do it. You do it. All the Shaktis, females. Brim. All the Shivas. Brim. All together. Brim. Beautiful. Okay, relax for a moment. So, when you're sharing with populations that truly require therapy, there's an enormous psychic pull. It's like they suck the life out of you because they have less than you do at the moment. So you need to come in with your own energy that's really bolstered so you can practice these sounds on your own daily, and you'll be ready for populations that are challenging. So now let's go to the heart chakra. Zao. 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 Let's go to the right shoulder. Hrim. H-R-I-M. H. R. Im. Hrim. 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 Now if you take the sound and start from your pelvic floor, start from every aperture you have, where you practice Aswini and Vajroli Mudra, where you practice Kegels, where you contract your yoni muscles, where the gentlemen gently draw up your perineum muscles. You start the sound from your real true root, and it will come up effortlessly, unless you have allergies. Hrim. So what you need to do is bring your yoga posture into this. If you're not feeling well, you want to try it lying down, there's success that way too. Hrim. So you give a squeeze like you have to urinate, or like you're stopping your orgasm, pausing your orgasm. Hrim. Hrim. You open your mouth as wide as you can without tensing. You go as loud as you can without tensing, and as long as you can without tensing. Try it. There's your energy. And now a smile, because at the same time you want endorphin therapy happening. As the corners go up on your mouth, whether you feel it or not at the moment, in a few seconds, that endorphin chemical will go through your system. Let's take the right hand and put it on the left shoulder. Shh. From the 6 healing sounds of Mantak Chia, transforming inner energy. Shh. Huh. From karate and Eastern martial arts. Shh. Huh. Using your yoni, using your perineum. Shh. Shrim. Wide, deep, loud, long smile. You've got it. Let's take an applause for yourself. Go on. Your hands have the second most number of nerve endings to your footies. Applause is powerful. What do you do when you applaud? Why do you applaud? Acknowledge something you appreciate. For people who require therapy, you do the Pavlovian method. You give them the neurological means by which to appreciate, enjoy, and you work that until they get it. So let's applaud. Go on. Go on. More. Mice. Go on. Yeah. Go on. Woo! Yes. Do this. feel your energy? Did you touch? If you touch, you broke the circuit. You're not bad. You just don't know yet. So after a little while of applauding, you signaled your brain, feel good. Sacred geometry and sacred sound. Almost, let's do the last thing, okay? So we've had something with bija sounds. We've said something that you could work yourself. Let's do something with partners in chairs. So I need everybody sitting in a chair with a partner behind you.
A chair?
Yes, please. You get a chair. The chair's wood. Good element. Okay. Everybody up into the chair? Okay, one person standing behind the chair and one person sitting in the chair. Please make sure you have room for your feet on the ground, unless you are very short and you feel more comfortable with your feet on a bolster. Okay. So we have 5 minutes for this. So if we don't get a chance to switch, forgive me. This comes from some movement analysis exercises that I found emulate the activity of the cells. All our tantra, all our sacred sexuality, all our sacred union experiences are working with our cellular energy, which gets lodged in the second and third chakras, which gets lodged in the throat, 2 major gateways. You want to help someone who requires therapy or the caregiver to have a really great experience of just their cells doing what they do, which is Om, Om, Om. Cells do Om. That's why it's the cosmic sound. Everything is expanding and contracting. Warm up your hands, please, the person in back. The people in the front, this is creative yoga therapy, P.S., creative tantra yoga therapy. Let's bring the hands down over the person's shoulders. People in the chair can just relax. Close your eyes. Feel the energy coming from the person's upper trapezius and neck area. Lightly bring your hands onto the person's shoulders and with your fingertips at the same time, pat, pat, pat. Not the palms, the fingertips. Each fingertip relates to a planet in the Vedic tradition. Tip, 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 tippy toe, tips of your fingers. Good. Come on down to the elbows. Come back up to the shoulders. There's a lot more to this than what we're doing. Come out from the neck to the shoulders, where epaulets would be, and into the neck, and out to the shoulders and down to the elbows. Come on back up to the neck. Go down the person's back, fingertips on either side of the spine. Tap down to the coccyx or the shoulder blades, whichever you can reach, whichever they give you that they want you to touch. Come back up to the shoulders, tap, tap, tap. Come over to one shoulder, lightly place a hand, don't break your contact. Come down to the wrist, tap, 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 and come back up again. Cross over, lightly ground one hand, tap, 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 down one arm to the wrist. These are all chakra marma points. Come back up to the shoulders, tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap. Now you're going to have to plie, bend your knees. Plie down to the wrists on both sides, and with the palms of your hands, sweep up their arms. Come behind their back, flip your hands like a flamenco dancer. Come up the spine, up the back of the head, up through the chakras. And then very lightly come back into their atmosphere. Maybe Anton will give me 5 seconds to do the next person. Just feel their energy. And then just lightly fingertips touch and whisper in there, thank you. If Anton will permit, we can change partners. Zip, 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 change partners so you can all feel. For some people in clinical situations, they don't get hugged. They have saliva, they have fecal matter, they have urine, they have all kinds of problems that some people just don't want to get near. For them to have this hug, this vibration, means everything. If you're interested in learning this modality more, talk to me outside. Rub the palms together. Get that endorphin energy going, those nerves. Bring the hands into their zone, over their shoulders until you feel their energy. We're going to use the fingertips. You're going to come right over their shoulder, not their collarbones, but their shoulder. Excellent. And then you're going to just lightly come into their shoulder and lean forward as you just lightly tap and say hi if you know their name. And then you start your tap, tap, tap next to the neck. You come out to the shoulders. You come into the neck, out towards the shoulders. Simultaneously into the neck, out to the shoulders, and down to the elbows. Come on back up, in and out to the neck and shoulders. Come on back to the neck and down the spine. Don't go on the bones themselves, go on the sides of the spine and come up to the neck. People in the chairs, close your eyes, keep them open, whichever works for you. Come over to one side, ground that one hand, take the other hand down to the wrists. You've got to bend your knees, it's good for the caregiver. Come up to the shoulders and over, ground the hand down to the wrists. And come on up. Of course, you have to be prepared to say this in Spanish and French for Creole and Spanish people. The neck and the shoulders. Good. Plie down to the wrists. And sweep up the arms. Flip the hands. Come up from the tailbone. Come up the whole line that you want that Kundalini energy to go up to the ethers. And very gently, hands into the person's zone. Lean over in their ear, and with your whole heart, whisper thank you. Nice job. Hold hands, everybody. We have to quit. Okay, left hand up, right hand down. 3, 1 Om. Turn to the person next to you, say thank you for doing bliss therapy with me.
Thank you for doing this therapy.
Look right in their eyes, use your gazing techniques. Thank you for doing bliss therapy with me. Thank you for the opportunity to serve you, everyone. Namaste.
A big round of applause for Nina Pena. I get it. Thank you very much, Nina. Thank you very much. And I'm going to bring on Reed to introduce our next guest speaker.
Excellent. And we need to steal your microphone and wire up our next presenter.
You need to take something off of my body.
Yes, who's Lolita Wolf.
Needs
who's
to
going to be
take
talking
something
about
off
trust.
of my body.